Hey y'all, it's me Jasmine and you're watching Simply Clever, where I do music analysis, music commentary, music reviews. Yeah, I do music things except for making music. Thank y'all for embracing the last video. Thank you for the 1K subbies. I'm so excited to have y'all in the channel and the community. It's just today's video is an album review, my first independent album review, and then my first DMV artist album review. Today's album is GODFAWVA by Nature Boi. I'll put the cover right here. But yeah, a little bit about Nature Boi. Nature Boi is a curator, he's a DJ, he's a rapper, he's a producer. He's also the founder of Open Gym USA Open Mic Night, which is super big in the DMV area. And I was really excited to see this album I saw when he posted the cover. And I was like, okay, what we're going to be getting into. And to my surprise, I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, no, I'm going to wait to listen to this music to this album dropped. And this album's really good. It's been in my rotation since it came out. It came out in December. And the album is called GODFAWVA because it was inspired after losing his mom, but also having his goddaughter and his son, their presence in his life. It sparked a change in him, being around his children. So yeah. The album, we have a 13-song album, 30-minute runtime. So it's really nice to listen to. So I would say it's a relatively digestible listen, and it does have some pretty diverse sounds. And I tried to spot all the samples, but I don't know if I did. But on to the first track of the album, on to the tracklist and commentary portion of this review. So for the first song was called Blouses. This was the lead single for the album too. It leads in with a serene intro, which kind of reminded me of Free by Denise Williams. And it just came out very smooth and confident. Here's some of the bars that I really liked in the album, but I set the tone and it's hard for her to know to go back to the shit that she know. Waiting in the wings, niggas featherweight, undisputed heavyweight. Yeah, and then they mentioned Bob Saget and Janet. Also the whole blouses part, Princeton purple threads, gang blouses. And I really enjoyed his tag, which was Nature Boi on the beat. Track 2 was Young, Gifted, and Black, or YGB. It sampled this video from Josh Too Funny Entertainment, which I had never heard of before I heard the sample. And it also sampled Young, Gifted, and Black by Nina Simone. And it had a very ominous and thematic production. And I wouldn't say Nature Boi is similar to a Larry June or a Freddie Gibbs, but it definitely would be on that same playlist if I was a curator. It kind of gave me Monte Carlo vibes. The album was really player, really nice, really smooth, very much a nice glass of wine type of thing. Young, Gifted, and Black, he starts off the track talking about his parents and how his dad questioned if he should still rapping, if he still should be rapping, even though it's not having as much monetary gain as it would have if he was a bigger artist. But he's also saying knowing his mom is in spirit cheering him on and motivating him to do the thing that he loves to do, which is rapping, and how he's been able to sit down and study the rap game and what has made him unique, all while being young, gifted, and black. He also, I love when rappers assert their dominance, and these are some bars where he asserted his dominance. Studying the game from afar, I realize it's missing us, ruin a nigga whole day. I'm like bad weather, my niggas believe in me I'm side betting, one man trifecta. Maniac on the mic, I obtain feedback. I did it from the heart. They ain't gotta pay me back. Anyone on the menu, they just food to me. They just niggas talking, liquor talking, no proof to me. I think I might have got a little of that wrong, but I tried to my best. The song after that was Charging It, which is the third song on the album. And it was a play on the term charge it to the game. If you're familiar with basketball or any good black hood movie, I'm pretty sure you heard Charge It to the Game. He just kind of goes back and forth with dealing with the reality of making music, but dealing with real life situations, but being able to charge it to the game, because that's just part of it. It's part of being someone who makes art. Track 4 was Hard, which was one of my favorite songs in the album, and he is I got the steppers going hard. It just, I don't know, it goes back and forth. And he was saying it's hard not to let people try him, but also realizing that he needs to keep protection away from people that are negative, and people who look to him for their next move, because it just shows he got it going on. But also reflecting on dark times and being able to realize how far he has came. And it samples Let Me Prove My Love to You by The Main Ingredient, which was a really nice sample, really obscure sample. I just saw this and I was oh my god, I heard it and I was oh my god, I know this song. So track 5 was Openers. It samples audio from the Precious movie, and it's a pretty nice song. I'm pretty sure it has a double triple meaning, but this is the meaning I got, because it's a pretty short song. I think it's the song is 1 minute and 32 seconds. But he also talks like kind of referencing openers like in the baseball game. Familiar with baseball? I looked that up and I was like definitely a sports reference, but like I don't know which sport. And then also like concert reference, because like this was like in the middle of the album, so it's like not hyping you up for the rest of the album, but it's it's like open season, like I got this, like I'm going in. 6 was track is life. Ball is life. And he like, this is my happy place, and that part was really nice. I even used in the caption. And he said he was outspoken when inspired. He uses basketball references, like referencing his relationship to women and like comparing like himself to the development of the athlete as his development of a rapper, because he's now mature and like has his own style, like kind of how like basketball players have their own style on the court once they get to playing with like when they no longer a rookie, basically. But also like being like still on the ground with music and still doing like, you know, the stuff, building yourself up. Then 7 was Cold Summer, and on this song he talks about his mother's death and how he was dealing with grief and how pain doesn't change, but it just gets more painful. Like it doesn't go away, but it's like always gonna be something that's there. His dealings with isolation and substance abuse, and his like mind and heart being in two different places, but like even with all this in his environment, he can recognize that he still like is an artist with true artistry and creative gifts that he's like been given, but also the opportunity to like nurture them in such a like stressful environment of pain and strife, which I thought, you know, is really reflective and introspective. And I love an introspective song. With his mother passing in July, like basically like summer doesn't have the feeling to it, which is why the song is called Cold Summer. Track 8 was Red Corvette, which was named after like his mom wanted a red Corvette and a house on the hill, and that's one lyrics in the song, like Red Corvette, house on the hill. Basically inspired by what his mom wanted for him when he made it, and then he still can make it, and that he just wants to do it just to see what it feels like. It has some beautiful jazz elements. I'm not sure if that's just the production or it's the production and a sample, but it was really nice. Like I really like that. We have Baby Father, and it samples I'm a Good Man by them too. I had never actually heard of this. I don't even know how I found it. I feel like I searched days to figure out what sample this was. He talks about his relationship with his own son and his baby mother and his view of himself. This was also a more reflective song. And we have CBWU, or Can't Be With You. This is featuring Mona Soul. Mona Soul is a R&B vocalist in the DMV area. I'm not sure if she's from the D, the M, or the V. She's a really beautiful vocalist. I'm sure that I'll be talking about her music in another video as well. But this song was really beautiful. It's called Can't Be With You. It just shows like the ups and downs of a relationship, and how you can have love for someone, but like y'all just can't seem to get it quite right. Vocals on this song, the harmonies, the production, it's ear food. Like in the words of Roy Hargrove, like it's ear food. Like this sounds beautiful. We have Sunday Brunch. His sister gives this prayer in the middle of the songs. His sister named Solo. She's also an artist, I believe, because I saw her music on Spotify. Y'all like are familiar with the DMV area. Like people love brunch here, which I mean, it's like a big deal. So I was like, oh okay, like Sunday Brunch. I see. There's a couple of like references in here, and how like the song feels like lavish, like orange juice champagne, which is the ingredients in a mimosa. 12, which is Overstand, and this was a very peaceful, casual bar fest. Had a very airy vibe. It also had some jazz elements to it, like Red Corvette, and it samples Why Did You Turn Me On by Phyllis Hyman. And Phyllis Hyman is she's like one of my favorite artists ever. And then for the last track of the album is Buddha Bands, and this like kind of ends the album and looks like a congratulatory note, but like a pissed off note, just like with his tone in the song. And then I looked at Buddha Bands, and the Buddha band, they're an instrumental band, but they like range, and I don't know, it was like a lot that I learned from like researching this song. And that stood out to me was basically saying how he was saying it's no competition when it comes to this composition, which was pretty cool. So on to the standout tracks of the album. Also, I was reading off notes on my phone because y'all, I'm having technical issues, but some standout tracks on this album was Hard, I've Been Trying, Red Corvette, Can't Be With You, Overstand, Buddha Bands. I think it's Budo Bands. Let's hope I was saying that right through the whole review. So yeah, strengths and weaknesses. I really didn't have no weaknesses for this album. I didn't really, like, I thought every song was pretty good on here. I added every song, which is like unusual for me. So yeah, I just had strengths. I really liked the lyrical content in this album. It ranged, but it was like more bar fests than any, and the lyricism like actually had references and double meanings, like the double entendres. I really like those. It was very cohesive, like sound wise. Like this is an album that you could play with no skips and like not be confused like what song you're on, but you also be like, oh, this song bleeds into the other song. Really good storytelling vibe. This is the first album review of the year, and this album is a 5 out of 5. Yes, it's been granted the Simply Clever 5 out of 5. Like, I really enjoyed this album. Even if y'all saw the most recent Instagram post I made on the Simply Clever album, I said how these are the 4 albums I've been feeling lately, and this album is in that post. This album overall is just very reflective. If you ever dealt with grief, loss, or you really like relaxed, chill rap music, or you like bar fest, like this is the album for you. I'll be sure to link the album down below in the description box and in the comments. Be sure to check out Nature Boi, especially if you're in the DMV. He's really dope. Check out Open Gym. Check out what he's doing. He's really doing something for the culture. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. You are watching Simply Clever, and I'm out.